Warning: the following content contains crude language, drug and alcohol references that may not be suitable for some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Corporate band, and was getting a little tired of playing covers, so I decided I'd throw an ad out on Muso list, see what kind of musicians are out there wanting to start an original band. So got a hit on a guitar player and just kind of built it from there. Probably 4 years ago at least, and that band stuck around for about 8 months. We did an EP, and then we lost our drummer. He went back to England where he was going to school, and we ended up picking up our new drummer.
I wasn't doing much, and I had a studio underneath the bar here in town. Me and my buddy Logan were running, and I just saw an ad in the paper. I called him up, did a little jam, and then I guess I met Clave at my buddy Graf's house about 4 months before that poker game, and we just went from there.
You know, I had a lot of friends in the original band, and I'd been with them for a while, and you know, every time he wasn't happy with somebody, he wanted to get rid of them, and every time I went with him, I said, well, I'll stick with you, and Raps and I became pretty good buddies, and he ended up getting rid of my whole band. And
3 bass players, 4 guitar players. That's about it so far.
And it's kind of funny because once Raps joined the band, everything changed. He kind of took over the personnel side, and I'm basically the first and last member of the original silo. So everything's changed now, and music also changed with it. So.
Yo! Okay, boys, just fucking rip it up tight like the fucking disc.
He knows what he wants, you know, and he's a great drummer and a hell of a performer. And you know, I could always see that talent in him, and that's why I always stuck by him instead of, you know, I guess fighting for the other guys in the band, because deep down I knew, you know, they weren't talented enough to go where we wanted to go. But, you know, we've had our ups and downs, and we don't always see eye to eye, but in the end, you know, we have the same goals, so that's probably why it's a good fit. But I wouldn't want anybody else drumming, so.
Raps is a different cat. He's kind of lived the street life. He's been a little bit of a thug, I'd say. Now he's a dad, and he's got the kids and the wifey, and he's not quite as thuggish as he used to be, but he still throws down. I've never seen a guy do more Jaeger bombs.
There's a lot to say about Raps. I don't know, Raps is crazy.
I don't know where I'm going down
He's very, 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 very ambitious.
Raps, he's crazy, I guess. He's a motherfucker. He's crazy as that's for sure.
He makes ADD look like a sleeping disorder.
Cheers.
I was in a different band. We were playing some little bullshit show, and Raps saw me play there.
And I just saw this long-haired kid wailing away on the guitar, and he stole the show. And I fired a couple guitar players, and just because I wanted to pick him up, so I hunted him down.
We exchanged numbers, and then just kind of played phone tag for a couple months, and then I never really took it seriously, and then one day I just came over to his house and started jamming with him.
How it was, we signed this crappy deal with these idiots out of Edmonton. My buddy Cam, that was in Shutter with us for a bit there, he was playing with us, and then he just up and left us, so we were screwed. So we picked up these two crappy guitar players. So I had to fire one of them, so I called them both up and I said, hey, why do you want to be in this band? And I called my other buddy up and said, hey, why do you want to be in this band? Give me some good explanation, because you both suck. Give me a reason why you're going to be in this band. And they couldn't give me. They got so pissed off they both quit. So here I am with no guitar players, so I hunt down Youngblood, pick him up, say he's in the band for life whether he likes it or not.
And he said, you're not going to believe this young kid, this guitar player, man. He was just insane. He came out just shredding, and people, you know, just went crazy over him. I'm trying to track him down, and really I didn't hear much, and then he called me and said that he had finally got a hold of him, and he was a little skeptical, but he was interested, and we got together, and that's kind of how it went, you know. I mean, he's a talent.
I really like him. He's probably the best guitar player I've ever seen. When me and my girlfriend went and seen him play in Calgary, and he broke down into a solo on his knees, and it was just some like epic solo. Like he just broke it down. I thought his fingers were going to start bleeding. He was playing so hard. Yeah. He's a good guitar player, that's for sure.
The Youngblood is an embodiment of blood that is indeed young. And we are talking young, ladies. Younger than young is allowed to be young. He shreds face melting solos. Many nights I have to reconstruct my face because it's so melted.
And Youngblood, the name just kind of stuck, because, you know, me and Ralph are a little bit closer to over the hill. And he was the young buck, so started calling him Youngblood, and it's stuck ever since. So.
Follow after my mother.
I actually found Mitch on Mutualist.
I was looking for a band online that just pretty much any band just wanted to play.
I actually got 2 replies. One guy was from out east. He was a pro guitar player, been in some huge bands, but he needed somewhere to like live. His girlfriend was in Calgary, and he wanted us to pay for his flight over. And we were actually going to do that, and then Mitch got back to me. I talked to him 3 days before, and I gave him a list of our songs, and he called me 3 days later finally, and he's like, yeah, I learned all the songs. I said, all the songs? He's like, yeah, I got the originals down, I got all the covers. I said, in 3 days? He's like, yeah. So I said to Raph, I said, you know, we better have this kid come out at least, you know.
And Clay gave me his number and the MySpace and everything, and said they needed someone to play backup guitar and some backup vocals, so he gave me a call, and then came out to Strathmore tryout, and that's when I met Raps and Youngblood. And
Mitch is really funny. Mitch almost smokes as much weed as me. And he's pretty laid back and cool, and I always am really mean to him, and I'm sorry about that, Mitch, but don't touch me ever again.
And then Mitchie just came to an audition and sang real good, and he brought 3 joints, and we were just a match made in heaven.
So we had Mitch come out, and I remember when he first came in, his mom dropped him off, helped him into the garage, and he came in and we started playing, and he sang some harmonies, and it was just a fit right from the get-go. Our original bass player we had a bit of a falling out with, and Steve Baxby's a great bass player, but you know, there was just some personal issues, and we weren't really having a lot of fun anymore. It was becoming more of a fight, and the same thing, you know, Rap started looking for somebody else.